I believe I was recognized.
Is it a free for all?
No, he wasn't.
With regard to this, I submit this as a formal point of privilege, and I do not accept your attempt to shut down this committee due to quote-unquote resources. Find them.
Well, on the same point of order, Mr.
Thank you, Ms. Rempel-Garner. Unfair to them. The meeting is now
Point of order,
adjourned.
Chair.
Sorry,
Point of chair.
suspended.
Point of order, Chair. Point of
The
order,
meeting
Chair.
is suspended.
Point of order, Chair.
I don't think the House administration should be blamed, but I do believe it's critical that we have French
attempt
translation
to shut down this committee
and
due to
translation
quote-unquote
services.
resources.
So if we do
Find
not have
them.
it, I would highly recommend that you suspend the committee.
On this point of order, Chair.
Excuse me, we're getting too far down the rabbit hole here.
While
So-
you acknowledge the Liberal male speaking on a point of
I
order,
believe
I would like to
Is it a free for
Can
all?
we
on the
just
point
kind
of
of
order.
get things straightened away on this vote? So, Mr. Clerk, if you would incorporate Ms. Vignola's vote in the tally, and
Madame Vignola, est-ce que votre vote en faveur ou non?
Ça va être mieux que de dire au fond de ma...
I will abstain. It's better that way than me telling you exactly what I think.
so
Yeah.
if I remember the tally before, that means that's no change to the tally. The the chair's
4 nays.
decision is sustained.
Point of
And
order.
Ms. Rempel-Garner, please go ahead quickly.
Mr. Chair, you cannot just adjourn a meeting. You
Think
can
so.
a meeting can only end by implied or in explicit consent. A chair's decision or lack of resources is not a reason to end a meeting. And this type of a situation, Madame Vignola is
I
absolutely
believe
right.
I was recognized.
Is it a free for
We
all?
No,
should
it
have
wasn't.
translation, but a liberal filibuster, I'm sorry, democracy doesn't get just run along the liberal government's timeline. Of course, the opposition is going to put forward motions to compel the government to give information. Of course, we're going to do that. And there should be resources for Parliament to continue. If there aren't resources to do this, then this isn't working and we can't continue this way. This is a violation of privilege. Madame Vignola just had to abstain on a vote because she couldn't get interpretation. And that is a failure on the behalf of the House of Commons. I don't, as a member of Parliament, have to give anybody notice of the extension of a debate or a point of order. This is an absolute breach of privilege. And I'm just reminding you, even though the government house, a deputy house leader might be trying to suggest that something happened, that a committee only ends by consent, not by a lack of resources. A lack of resources is not approved.
You're wrong, Michelle.
Mr. Chair, I'm being heckled by the House Leader at this point. So I think that this is a huge problem. This is something that has not been addressed and needs to be addressed. It is not my fault as a parliamentarian because the Liberals decided to filibuster a motion that could have been dealt with 5 hours ago. They could have voted yes or no, right? But they want to filibuster it to get to this point, which is they wanted to filibuster it to the point where there were no translators so that Madame Vignola couldn't hear and couldn't vote. And that is an abrogation of democracy and it is a breach of my privilege. It should be brought up in the House and shame on you for not agreeing to it. We're stuck in the middle of the pandemic. We're being asked to deal with this, these resources, and then you're not providing them. This is the definition of a breach of privilege. And this absolutely should be raised in the House between translation or whatever. It shouldn't be, oh, well, I just have to bring in Kevin Lamoureux to talk the clock so that Rempel's motion can't get through. That is an abrogation of democracy, and I cannot believe that this is happening right now.
So thank you, Ms. Rempel-Garner.
Mr. Chair, if I may speak to the point of order.
Sure.
Yep. So I'm really conflicted on this. Having sort of considered Ms. Rempel-Garner's point, in theory, I think she's right. If there's a filibuster going on, then the filibuster continues until there are no speakers to be put up. And I'm troubled by the fact that during the vote and during the debate leading up to the vote, we did not have translation, which in my opinion abrogates the vote. Ms. Vignola has the right to, you just said it yourself earlier, the right to contemporaneous translation. I don't even know at what point she didn't have translation during it. So we were conducting a vote without having official simultaneous translation, and Ms. Vignola indicated that. Why I'm troubled by this is because we are operating in a strange time right now, which is from the very beginning. The reason I voted the way I did was it's been my understanding from the beginning of this meeting that we would be out of technical support at 4:30 Eastern. So, but when I think about it, Ms. Rempel-Garner is correct that if there are still people who are willing to speak at this point and there's no motion to adjourn that has passed by a majority, the meeting continues. And I think it's right. So I'm troubled by the vote because I don't think it was validly taken, and I'd like to hear from the clerk, if I could, as to when is it?
I believe I was.
Is it a
when
free
is it
for all?
appropriate to end the meeting in the case where we have gone over time and we have speakers who are still wishing to speak? There is no motion to adjourn on the table. Is it, is it a valid reason to stop the meeting because we have the current translators who are going to leave or the technical support isn't there? Because I'm starting. I regret my vote because I think Ms. Rempel-Garner's position is correct.
Thank you, Mr. Davies. So, once again, it's a matter of the House administration to allocate staff and resources. It's agreed to by the House leaders. It's been agreed to by the whips. It's not up to me. Ms. Rempel-Garner can certainly raise this with in the chamber as a point of privilege. Absolutely. You're right that the chair cannot just arbitrarily adjourn the meeting.
Your attempt to shut down this committee due to quote-unquote resources.
Or otherwise
Find
needs
them.
to be an adjournment in order to adjourn a motion of adjournment. And failing that, the chair will have to suspend. And that is, in fact, what I must do because we're already 20 minutes past the time when all the interpreters and staff are supposed to leave. So the meeting is now
Point of order,
adjourned.
Chair. Point of chair.
Suspended.
Point of order, Chair. Point of order,
The meeting
Chair.
is suspended.
Point of order, Chair.
The meeting is suspended.
Well, I mean, there seems to be a confusion between. Well, I mean, they.